Okay. Okay. Yeah. Probably around 1 would be the best time. Yeah.
All right, I think I'm live. So I'm going to get started here. Cool. All right. So yeah, I wanted to go over how you can create or how you can generate leads rather in Facebook Command using Facebook Command, KWCommand using Facebook ads. And it's part of the campaign system actually. So if we're in Command here, it's under this campaigns tab. And one thing we want to just make sure is that we have a Facebook business page, because that's definitely the most important part before you can even get started. So when we want to create an ad for Facebook, we can click into campaigns and we're brought to this campaigns dashboard here. You can see right now I have a lot of drafts or sample ones I've created. If you haven't been in here before, it will look blank. But to get started, we can just click on the top here, create a new campaign. And there's going to be a card that pops up here, and it's going to say, what type of campaign do I want to choose? You can choose from about a handful right now: social, search ads for Google, social posts, which actually allows you to schedule posts in advance. That's pretty cool. These are the unpaid ones, so you can actually just have those posts directly to your Facebook business page. Direct mailing, you can actually create things like postcards, physical mailing pieces with target audiences. That's also really cool. And then email campaigns. So this is where you're going to manage any sort of email templates that you create. Today I'm going to be working with social ads, and this is how we can generate leads using Facebook. And it is pretty effective. Per lead, you're probably paying for maybe $1 or less. It's pretty cost effective. And I think probably the most common budget is usually around $30 to $50 for about 10 to 14 days. And let's go ahead and just click that. And I'm just going to call this campaign, we'll say it's test 27. This can be the name of the actual listing. You can name it whatever you want, because you can always change that later on. Now there is a section under here called "What is your goal?" and that's basically just asking, what is the objective for the ad? Am I advertising a listing? Am I trying to attract talent or attract buyers? Brand awareness. You can even do things like event awareness. And what happens when I select one of these is that it actually gives you just a little description of what it is going to be doing. Promoting a listing and finding potential buyers. So there's an AI in the background powering this whole system. And as it gets smarter, it's actually going to be able to help you create these posts more effectively and then get it out to the right people. So by choosing these goals, it's actually helping the AI learn how to set up your ads. It's pretty awesome. So under here, you'll see where will you run your ad to. So basically where you want to run this campaign channel. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I think it's usually recommended if you're going to be doing any multi-channels to run them each separately. That way you can see the analytics for each one. It also allows you to create multiple audiences. So you're not running an ad with multiple types of audiences. You can do it one for each. And if you're going to be running 2 Facebook ads, you can have one going out to Bergen County and then maybe another one going out to Hudson, for example. So I'm going to create one today, and then you're going to see how simple it is to get started. I'm going to click Facebook here, and I'm going to go ahead and hit Set Up Campaign. And from here, the first thing that pops up is essentially a window that allows you to choose a property that you want to run this ad for. Now you can literally go in and you can search for pretty much any listing on the MLS right now, including your own. And I'm just going to use a property that usually pops up into my head the second I turn this thing on, 10 Nelson Place. So today we're actually going to do an ad for 10 Nelson Place. And this is the one here that I want to use. So I'm going to go ahead and hit select. And what's going to happen is it's going to essentially auto generate the ad content for me. Now I can do this all manually. I don't have to go and choose a listing. However, by choosing a listing, it actually just makes things a lot quicker and more seamless. So it already auto-populated the main copy here. You can see here, it puts some of the MLS description in there, which I can customize if I want. I'm just going to leave it the way it is for now. I think that's fine, but I'll probably add a couple emojis in there. Let's see, we'll just pop in a couple in there. All good. Headline text. So this is something that's just going to catch the eye, and I can put something like, say you're a desirable, spelled that wrong. Say desirable home in the heart of Tenafly, something like that. Description text. So this is where, you know, they actually give you some text that you can use, and you can shuffle between some of the suggested text. Again, this is going to be stuff that the AI is giving you. You can also type in your own. You don't have to use the suggested text, but I'm just going to use this one here. Let's go ahead and hit save, add text. And then the next step here is configuring the ad media. So from here, I can actually choose up to 4 additional images for a total of 5. And you can also upload video as well if you want to use a video instead. Now, because I connected this with the listing, what it actually did was it connected it with the MLS images. So I can actually go in and select from the MLS, which is awesome. Don't have to spend time uploading images. I can just go ahead and select the ones I want to use. And I'd probably use the ones that are most eye-catching, probably amenities in the home or interior features, you know, architectural details, stuff like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit save. And then we're just going to choose a couple other ones here. Let's see. Choose one of these nice backyard shots. And then I will choose one additional one. I think there was a wine cellar here. I'll just use that. Awesome. So once we're satisfied with the photos that we've chosen, what we can do from here is they do actually ask for a DBA logo. And if you're not sure where to find those logos, they actually have them on KWCommand under marketing, under resources. So that's where you can find those logos for your market center. As you can see here, it does generate a preview on the right-hand side. So it's going to show me what the ad can potentially look like as I'm building it. So that's also pretty useful. I'm going to go ahead and hit save ad media now. And then as you see, when I'm doing that, it checks off every section that I've finished. So it makes it a little bit easier for me to see what I've done. And I can always come back to these sections if I want to. Last section here is to configure the Facebook ad itself. So choosing the channel where it's going to be running to, and you know, what type of ad we want to run. So from here, I'm just going to select the page that I want it to run to. And I've connected with some of the pages I already have. You'll most likely have one. If you have other ones, just choose the one that you actually want to have the ad run to. So from here, I'm going to select, we'll use the Park Views page for this example. And then for ad destination, this is where it gets, fun. This is where you select where the ad, or what type of ad it's going to generate. So in this case, you do have 2 you can choose from. It's going to be either lead gen form, which they highly recommend. That's the one we're going to be using. Or you can actually use a site or landing page, just like a passive link. So if we choose use Facebook lead gen form, this will actually generate a lead form. We could continue. Just a sec, I have to just agree to the terms of service for this. So if you haven't done this before, this is what it actually leads you to. So once you accept the terms, we can close this out now and we can select it again. And that's going to allow us to generate a Facebook lead gen form So if you ever seen one on Facebook, have you ever seen like those sponsored posts? It's essentially, if you click on it, it's going to ask for some of your information, usually a name, email, and phone number. And once they submit that, they get some sort of link back that they can go to, and it actually it captures the lead into your database in Command, which is awesome. So follow-up destination URL, that can be anything from a virtual tour. It can be a link back to a landing page you've created for the property. I'm going to actually use one that I've created here. So I'm just going to use a link back to my booking form. So that's actually a calendar I placed on my website. And the final step here in generating this ad is choosing the ad targeting. So by default, it usually does it to the location of the address. So right here, it's doing Tenafly within a 20-mile radius, which is fine. But if I want to go ahead and customize this a little bit more and kind of narrow down the audience, you can use custom settings here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this target audience. So I'm going to continue to use Tenafly, and we're going to keep it for 20 miles. But what I want to also do is for expert targeting, I actually want to add some additional interest. So the most common is typically Zillow, very common one, and it will come up. I see mortgage loans a lot too. So I would also select that one, sometimes even adding in competitors. In this case, it's a luxury property, so I can also type in luxury, and there should be a luxury property one here. Yep. So I can add additional ones of these as I generate the audience. I wouldn't put too many on just one of these because then it'll make your audience way too narrow and you might not get the best reach. So I would probably narrow it down to just a handful of them. Again, it just also depends on the amount you're spending. So I'm going to go ahead and save that now. Oh, what did I miss? Oh, here we go. All good. We'll just select that. All right, save it. And for the last step here, it's choosing the duration and budget. So it's always defaulted to 10 days, $30. And what I can do from here, if I want to increase the budget, I can put $50, and I can also increase the amount of days I have it running for. And if I'm satisfied with this now, I can go ahead and hit save duration and budget. The final step is, I can go and review the actual ad, how it's going to appear. And then from here, I can either go to save as draft or publish campaign. So when I hit publish, it's going to take me to this screen here to put in a payment method. Typically, if you put a payment method on file, it will save it. And this was a payment profile I've created. The last step would be hitting create campaign, and then you are all set. So I'm just going to save this, and I'm going to go back to my main menu here so you can see. Once you start generating leads, you're going to notice up here, it's going to give you a leads captured number. So it's going to say like however many leads you've captured in the last couple of days. So as you start capturing these leads, they're going to go directly into your database, right in Command under here. And they will be marked with an L. And they would also have a capture point as Facebook lead ad. One other thing as well is you will get a notification through the Kelly app. So if you have the Kelly app installed, you will also get a notification for that through there. And that would be how you can run a Facebook lead ad through Command. Look out for more of these live streams going forward, but if anybody had any questions, you can always reach out to me via email, or you can find me in the Market Center. And hope everybody likes this. Thanks.